Steve here with SSI. These next few episodes, I think I'm going to try to divide them into either probably 4 or 5 episodes. Try to keep them about 20 minutes a piece for you guys. Just want to say thanks and welcome to the shop. I'm going to build a pulley for this treadmill motor so I can use a 1/2-inch belt to run my drill press. Looks like it's going to do a pretty nice job. Now granted, it's got its own trials and tribulations in doing this, but it's worth it. So now that this motor has its own basically 3-inch or 2.5-inch diameter V-belt pulley, I can use it for many applications. I've put them on my lathe, my milling machine, and my cutoff saw, or my horizontal band saw. So it's well worth doing, but it does take a little bit. That's why these episodes are going to be, that's why it's going to be divided into 4 or 5 episodes, because it does take quite a bit to get this done. For all you guys out there that have been subscribing and helping me out, I really do appreciate it. I hope you're going to learn a little bit. Hope everything goes well. Hope everybody's being safe. This whole coronavirus thing sure is put a big dent in everybody's lives and everybody's plans. So everybody out there, appreciate it. Stay safe. Keep watching, and I hope you enjoy this. Alright, Steve here with SSI again. Just want to go over a couple of things before we get started here. Had a couple of questions about the products I was using to do this. So here we go. This is the choke for the control board. We can get the part number off that or whatnot. There it is. And this is the control board itself. This is an MC60. See it over there by the model number. That's the one I use. Now, wondering where I got these. Pulled these off. I got these off of eBay this time. Most of the other times I've used them, I've got them from treadmills themselves. Ones I either found on the side of the road, bought at a garage sale, whatever it was. I usually picked up the whole treadmill, took what I needed out of it, then just threw the rest of it away or cut it up for scrap. Now that's the motor. So 2 horsepower treadmill duty, 50, looks like 5850 or 5950 RPM, 17 amps. Now this RU company that we see right here, from what I've seen, I don't know for sure, but I've seen a lot of Samsung products with that logo on it. I don't know if it's a Samsung made or whoever made it. Looks like to me it was GS Electric from what I can see at the top, but who knows, it may be a subsidiary or something of that nature. Doesn't really matter, but that's what the sticker says on the motor for all of you that wanted to know. So what my plan is here today is I'm going to pull that pulley off there, this right here. Then I'm going to make a V-belt pulley to fit onto this piece right here. So the first step is to take this off. Remember, it's left-handed, and normally I just put on a set of vice grips on the tail shaft back there, and you can usually just turn them right off. Just like such. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn all these splines off to a nice smooth shaft, and this little ridge right here I'm even going to may even turn down just a little bit. There's not a whole lot of thickness right here between this side and this side. So I'm just going to take a few light cuts on it just to smooth it out, make a nice step right here. Because later on what we'll have to do is we'll actually have to drill and tap this piece so to mount to this shaft. So there'll be a flat spot ground on this shaft, so whenever this is tight, that set screw that is in this piece will set into that flat and won't let this turn, won't come off either way, either direction that you turn it. So I'll put this in the lathe, get it set up, and we'll start making some cuts. So the first thing I want to do in this little project is I'm going to put this pulley up here. Now this is a scrolling 4-jaw chuck. And I've got the outside diameter of jaws on it to hold the pulley, or this, it's still a pulley, it's a serpentine pulley, but it's still a pulley. Hold this pulley on here. And I'm going to check it to make sure it's centered or zeroed in, however you want to see it. Just to see how close it is. See what it looks like under its own power. So it is a little off. Try it there. May have to put a shim or two in it. So there, it's about 15. Now it's 20 that way. and a few. That's good enough for me. Now I'll get the cutter set up. Okay, so what I've done here is I went ahead and I zeroed right up against the actual outside diameter of this end, and I zeroed all the way back to the back of the part. So now I'll just take a few cuts. I'm going to just turn this to a round diameter. There's no specific diameter to turn it to. We'll do that with the pulley later on. But on the back side back here, I've got an indicator for travel length, and I've got my stop set at this end. So I can at least recreate the same cut every time. Then when I get to my finished cut, I can move ahead, say 2 or 3 thousandths, 5 thousandths, and go ahead and finish this off on the back side to make a nice square cut. So that's where I'm at the moment, and that's where I'm getting ready to start. There's the end of it. A little heavy on that back side. I'll clean that up around the last pass, I guess. Almost to zero. In fact, I'll just do that real quick. So I just took a 20 thousandths cut. I should be able to go to the same point again. Maybe that'll make the transition a little easier. Another 20 thousandths cut. And remember, this is the same turning tool I made on the milling machine not too long ago. There we go. That was all the way to zero that time. Another 20. It's almost there. Another 20. This all together is 80 thousandths on one side, so 160 reduction in diameter. Almost there. I'm just going to take 10 this time. Nice thing about this old nasty cast iron, it stinks when you cut it, especially when you mix it with WD-40. It looks like that's what's going to clean it up. When I get done with this cut, I'll stop it at 0, pull it back, past my step, go in another 5 or 10 thousandths, then cut in. There's 10 thousandths. Yeah, that was all me. Misread my mark. So to clean that up, I will take off another 5. Well, I say 5, it's actually 2.5. Just to give it that smooth finish as I can give it and make that corner as accurate as I can make it. So it's not a critical thing on the diameter, but you want to be somewhat close. So there that is. Now one thing that you're going to want to make sure of for future reference, remember where we put all these shims? You can, if you wanted to, go back and mark this pulley and this jaw on each one of these shims. Now mine are all the same thickness, so it's not that big a deal. So I may do it just to see if it helps with the future cut, because this is going to have to go back in there. It's going to have to come out for now so I can make the stock that fits this diameter. But I got to put this back in. And try to get it back to 0 again. No shim there. So the next order of business is to get a piece of aluminum stock and bore it to this diameter.